Great to be able to have you on here today as we look at how to grow your network and generate more referrals and opportunities every single day through the people who are around you. So by the time we finish here today, you're going to be able to actually understand if right now you only have a database, you're not going to be getting a great deal from that database. What do you actually have to do to turn it from a database to turn it into a community? We're going to go through and we're going to understand how to actually engage, because right now the majority of people in your network don't even know that you exist. So we're going to be able to change that around. Then we're going to look at a simple way that you can actually get opportunities every single day just through what we call cross-promotion partners. So let's get ourselves stuck into it. Simple thing to start off with. If you're not growing your network every day, then eventually you're going to have no one to talk to and you're going to run out of opportunities. So the key words that I'm continuing to use at the moment is conversation and participate. Because if you're sitting there and you're going, oh, times are really good, I don't have to create opportunities in my network, or I don't have to speak to my network. When times become bad, your network won't listen to you. So every day we've got to grow our network and we've got to be able to talk to our network, or else eventually we're going to run out of opportunities from our network. 4 steps, the 4 things we're going to go through today. We're going to go through and understand your community. Now that might be a new concept for some of you. So we're going to really touch on the importance of the word community, what actually is it, and how can you actually get things from your community. The importance of engaging with your community. Understanding cross-promotion. And then understanding how to be able to generate opportunities from your network on a daily basis. So they're the 4 key areas that I want to touch on. As I said, by the time we finish today, a lot of these things I want you to start actioning pretty much straight away. So being in network is all about meeting people that can open up new doors and new opportunities for you. It's not about trying to sell your products or services right there and then to those people. So I think the biggest mistake we all tend to make is that we see people as sales. We see people as transactions. And when you see people only as sales or only as transactions, then you miss out on the other 2 great opportunities, which is, can I partner with them or can they open doors for me? So every single person you need to see not only as a sales, but as a partner and as a door opener. Because then your conversations with people allow you to take it that anywhere. If you only focus on speaking to people purely to get sales, you're missing out on probably another 60% of opportunities that are currently sitting on your table right now. So when you come into different places, whether it's a networking event, whether it's a group that you're a part of, whether it's online, whether it's around people that you already know, you have to start seeing everybody as a sales partner and door opener, because it's all about creating new opportunities from the people within your network. As I said, if you're just trying to sell to them, then you're missing out on so many other opportunities that could be created, because that's not actually in your focus right now. So that's a little mindset tweak that I want you to take before we even get ourselves going and into this right now. So the first thing is, it's all about community. When you create a community and you actually care about your community, then getting new business becomes extremely easy. And it becomes easy because your community actually wants to help you. So I want you to do this. You're going to draw a circle like I have, and you're going to write the word community on a piece of paper. That community is made up your database, your social media platforms, your current network, every single business card you've ever collected, clients, past clients, friends, family, prospects, contractors, staff. I think we're getting the picture. Every single person around us is part of our community. Now, I very much use the word community on purpose. When you use the word database, just a group of names and numbers, email addresses. Who really cares? There's no real strong emotional attachment to your database. change that to your community, well, there's no way you want to let your community down. There's no way you're going to do things that's going to hurt your community. So then all of a sudden you start actually caring a lot better and a lot more about the people who are around you. Now, it's no mistake. The people who care a lot about you are the people that you want to help and that you care about them. So imagine then if you actually changed the way that you thought and went, oh, I'm not going to just send something out to my database. I'm sending something out to my community. What would you send then? Would you word things differently? Would you do it differently? I've got social media platforms. I'm not just going to send something out to my social media platforms. I'm sending something out to my community. So would you send things out differently? Would you use different language? Would you do different things? You see, when you start talking about community, now all of a sudden these are the people around you that can actually open doors for you, that you can actually partner with. Sure, if you've got the solution to their challenges, well, you might make sales from them too, but you will make sales from them. But right now, you already have enough people around you to be getting business every single day if you wanted business. But you're not going to get business from these people unless they see that they're part of something bigger than just your database or something bigger than just your Facebook or your LinkedIn. So your job is to build your community. People who build successful communities will always have lots of opportunities to be able to do things from. So that becomes one of your focuses. Now, in that community, when we break this down, it's actually really interesting to know that probably 65 of your community right now will not even do a single thing for you. And there's a reason for it. So as I'm showing you here, your community is made up of different levels of people. Level 1 type of person, just call them the dormant people. That makes up about 40% of your community. These people know you, like you, but they haven't heard from you from such a long time that they've already forgotten you. So there's no way that these people can actually create opportunities for you because you've already been long forgotten. They've already moved on. They've probably already met someone else that does exactly what you do, and because they met them only a few weeks ago, they're actually creating opportunities for those people and not you. Level 2 type of person is your stagnant people, which make up about 25% of your community. So stagnant people know you, like you. There's a relationship there. If the right opportunities occurred and they remembered you, they would actually pass you business. But the problem with stagnant people is that you only tend to talk to them every 6, 9, 12 months. And therefore, the relationship is not as strong as what it should be. So if we enhance the relationship with our stagnant people, a lot of them would become active people very quickly. So our third level of person is our active people. That's about 20% of your community. So active people know you, like you, trust you, would probably even use you themselves if the opportunity arose. So these people are definitely people who would be able to pass you referrals. They're probably what I'd call part of your B and your C team. But with active people, we've got to make sure that we continue to stay front of mind. Because if we don't stay front of mind of the active people in our network, they will very quickly become stagnant people. And then we've got our top level, our level 4 person, the opportunity people. And these people know you, like you, trust you, would definitely use you, are out there as walking billboards for you. And every opportunity they get, they will create an opportunity for you. They won't just wait for someone to ask for your services. They will actually create opportunities for you. That probably makes up about 15% of your community. So if you look at your network, at your community right now, and let's say that you had 500 people in there. Well, there's only really about 200 people who are any good to you. So what a waste. So then you take that further, and I hear all the time people go, I've got 1,000 people on LinkedIn. Brilliant. You've actually got no one on LinkedIn if you don't actually speak to them. If all you're doing is putting up a post hoping people look at it, you might only have 10% of people who actually look at it. But unless you're engaging with them, unless you're talking to them, unless you're keeping relationships with them, in the end, you don't have a great deal of people at all. So the key really is knowing who is in your community right now. Knowing that your community is made up of 4 different types of people. Knowing that the key is staying front of mind and engaging with your community. You can always move people down the levels. So a dormant person can easily become a stagnant person, then an active person, then an opportunity person. But if you're just sitting there hoping that they will, you're going to be sitting there forever. Because you have to take responsibility in making these people become part of your community. Why are opportunity people such? Because they know that you like them, trust them, there's credibility between the two of you, you talk on a fairly regular basis, and hence that's why they're opportunity people. Because of that relationship and that trust you already have. At the other end, why are dormant people dormant people? Because you've hardly spoken to them, there's hardly a relationship, they hardly even know what you do, and they certainly don't remember what you do. So when you look at both ends of the spectrum, you can see why certain people do things for you and others don't. The nice thing, however, is everybody can be level 3 and level 4 type of people if you see your community as a community that you care about. So if I was to give you, on the flip side, what do our community look like? Well, we're probably nearly the opposite of numbers. We would have 25% as opportunity people, we'd have 40% as active people, we'd have 20% as stagnant people, and we probably only have 15% as dormant people. That's your end goal. That's what you want out of your whole community. So this is how I can help you right now. You want to get yourself into a good community that wants you to be successful. So I know some of you are already part of this that are on the call right now. Those that aren't, you want to come into this group. And this is just my main group. And this group is an open group for any business that wants to build relationships with other people and wants more partners. So get yourself over to there, and then you can start finding people to be partners with. You can start finding people to be able to be part of communities. So I'll throw that in there right now so that you've got a way to be able to be helped compared to what we're just talking about. So the next part is, great, I've got a community. I understand now what my community is made up of. I understand that I need to be more front of mind, but how do I engage with my community? Because if you're not engaging with your community, you're forgotten. I say that pretty much you're forgotten after 45 days. You meet someone, after 45 days, they're forgotten about you. Now, we touch base with our community every 90 days without fail. Because if we did it every 45 days, some people call it stalking. So we don't do it every 45 days. But every 90 days, we want to touch base with our community on a personal level. So if you're watching this and the only thing you do to touch base is send out a newsletter, no, you've got it all wrong. Because how many times do you actually open up a newsletter? How many times do you actually want a newsletter that comes to you that you didn't even ask for? Okay, people are sick of it. People understand that email marketing is a big part of people's businesses. And therefore, the majority of the time, they just go delete, 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 and they don't even look at it. We can get anywhere between 75 and 85% open rates on emails we send out. And the reason we get that is because we do so much other personal stuff that when someone sees our name, they go, oh, let me see what that's about. Not, oh, there's another newsletter again. There's something that I don't want again. So you got to realize that every time that somebody is actually sending you things, that you're sending things out, they're working out, do I actually want to open that up or not? So here are the do's and the don'ts. Don't just send out a newsletter only. Sure, send out a newsletter, but send out other things which are more engaging also. Don't just click cards to add to a database, because otherwise all you're doing is just adding dormant people into your network. Dormant people don't provide you with any value or opportunities. So there's no point just adding people to a database. When you talk to your community, don't talk at them, talk with them. Ask questions. Actually have collaborative conversations, win-win conversations, rather than just talking at them. They're probably the three biggest things that people at the moment are not doing really well. So what do you want to do when you engage with your community? You want to find ways to add value to them all the time. You want to be able to communicate personally with them every 90 days. And you want to be front of mind. So here is just some simple things that I've put down. Imagine if you sent 7 personal emails each day. Hi Alan, hope all is well. Was just wondering what you're up to. Love to be able to see the sorts of things you've got going on. Chat to you soon, Michael. You copy and paste that, you change Alan's name to Bill and Fred and Jan and Sue. That only takes you about 2.5 minutes. And yet, you're engaging on a personal level. You are starting to create conversations with people. Remember the 2 big key words, participate, conversation. Do exactly the same as personal social media messages. Not as a post, but actually as a personal message to them. Do the same as phone calls. If you're only making phone calls right now as sales calls, you've missed the boat. You're missing out on at least 60% more opportunities compared to myself. I make phone calls just to see how people are going. And that opens up new partnership opportunities. It opens up new doors to be able to meet new people. And I probably make more sales than most people who actually have a focus on making sales calls. You need to get into a habit of making how are you calls. So if you did 7 emails, 7 social media messages, 7 calls, and did 2 handwritten cards, there's 23 personal engagements a day, 100 personal engagements a week. That doesn't take you any more than 30 minutes, with phone calls taking 25 minutes. So if you think 30 minutes a day to be able to engage with your community, to be able to work out, could they be a sale, could they be a partner, could they be a door opener, creating win-wins with the people that you're speaking to, having lots of conversations, you can start to see how easy this is to be able to get more from your network. The bottom line is that most of us don't talk to our network. So if you just did that basic engagement, straight away, you're doing more than probably 95% of other people. And you're going to be getting a lot more opportunities because of it at the same time. Okay, before I go into this next one, let's use this as questions. If you've got any questions, then put them into the chat box. Otherwise, what I want you to do is, what are 3 things? So we've just talked all about the first 2 topics around community, around who's in your community, around the 4 levels of people in your community, and around engaging with your community. What are 3 things that you have to focus on in February to be able to start getting opportunities from your community, from your network? What are 3 things that you need to be doing? If you've got any questions, put them into the chat box. Otherwise, put down what are your 3 things that you know that you need to work on to start building your community. Write them into the chat box so that I can start seeing some of them. Okay, good. Being more front of mind. Lovely. Talking to them more. Yep, perfect. Understanding who my community actually is. Yeah, nice. Seeing them as a community rather than a database. Great. Okay, so if you've got yours over on the right-hand side where the question chat box is, put yours in. Yeah, good. Keeping in touch with them. Yeah, lovely. Okay, good. We're certainly getting the picture of the importance of actually understanding they're a community and not just people, not just names and emails. Because for most of you, if you were to look at how big your community is, when you included your network, a database, social media platforms, clients, past clients, prospects, most of you have a couple hundred people in your community at a minimum. Some of you that have got thousands and tens of thousands. You don't have to keep going and finding new people if you've already got a couple hundred people around you that you could be doing things with. Let's keep on going. Okay, this next section is, to me, the easiest way for you to be able to get people to fill your sales funnel for you. A cross promotion is simply that I promote something of yours into my network, into my community, and you promote something of mine into your network. So in the end, both people end up with more people in their sales and a bigger community of people that are interested in what they do. Pretty simple. So let me just take the example a little bit further. So there is someone on the call who has a business community. They're around businesses. We're around businesses. So we go to that person and say, would you mind if you sent out a little blurb where your community can get our podcast every week for free? They go, yeah, we'd love to send that out. Perfect. So they send that out to their 500 people. And I tend to go that 50% will be interested, 50% won't be. So now there's 250 interested people. 10% of those people will then go ahead and end up coming into your funnel or your community. So from that one exposure that that person's done for us, we've just picked up 25 new qualified people into our funnel or into our community. How much would that cost to get 25 leads? Well, through Google pay-per-click, that could easily be a couple $100. Through Facebook ads, that could easily be a couple $100. Through you having to go and get them yourself, that's an awful lot of time. So how easy are cross promotions? So you do that same cross promotion, say you do that then 2 times a month with 2 different people. There's 50 new leads into your business just from other people exposing you, other people actually doing the qualifying for you. So the key is that you need to have good cross promotion set up. You need to have something that your partners can promote. So I've just put down here just some examples of our cross promotions purely so that you can see some of the different things that we have set up. Now, we've got 27 different things that partners could promote. You don't need 27. To start with, you just need one. So to be able to get your cross-promotion set up, the first thing you need to do is you need to go, what is it that my people really want to know? What's their pain point? What's the problem that they have right now that I could solve? And then you create a free resource around it. Don't worry whether it's a podcast, a webinar, a book, a video, a white paper, an article, a PDF. That doesn't matter. Right? That's just a vehicle that you're going to deliver it in. What matters is how are you going to help them? Okay, so you need to be able to go, my people's biggest pain point is this, and therefore these are the tips that I'm going to give around it that's going to allow them to get some results straight away. Now, the biggest thing when people create cross promotions is they go, oh, I don't want to give all my good information away because then they won't buy from me. Wrong mindset. It's the complete opposite. If you show them how good you are, imagine how much more you've actually got, and that's what they want to pay for. So I'm happy with all of our things to give away as much as I possibly can. And if you can go and use it, fantastic. And if you need help, great. You come back to it. That's the mindset. Because you end up with more business that way than going, oh, I'm only going to give some of it away and that's it. Because then in the end, you don't have a very valuable piece. You don't have very good walking billboards. Because people go, oh, that wasn't very good. Okay? So to be able to get partners to be able to promote you through cross promotions, you need to be able to make sure that you've got something already set up that they can send people to. Because that then allows it to be duplicated. It allows it to be done on a bigger scale. So we would run anywhere between 5 and 6 cross promotions a day with people. But that's because it is already all set up at the back end. So to start with, when you do your first one, you will create that then as a structure, a system, a process, and that will then allow you to do that same one with multiple people. But you have to think, how do I make it easy for my partners to promote me? And remember, your partners is anyone in your community. Think of your clients right now. Do they have the same target audience that you want to get into? And if they do, well, what an easy way for them to be able to help promote you by doing a cross promotion for you. See, the problem with how we think is we tend to go, well, clients, I want you to be able to pass me a referral because you know what I do and I'm doing good things with you. So I want you to be able to pass me someone who needs exactly the same as what you needed. For most clients, they don't know how to do that. They can't do that. And that's why the majority of time you don't get many referrals from your clients. When I say many, you might get one here and there. I mean one every single day from every single client. That's what I'd classify as a successful client referral program. One every day from every client. Now, they might not be able to do that, but they can certainly send out an email with a link that sends somebody to get something for free. That's easy for them to do. So you've got to make it easier for them to be able to do things for you. So, the simple fact, the more front of mind, the more opportunity. Here's a simple equation. Write it on a single piece of paper, stick it on the wall in front of your computer, so you have to look at it every single day without fail. The more front of mind plus the more people equals the more opportunity. No rocket science there. So the more front of mind you are of the more people, the more opportunities they're going to create for you. So sorry to people who are on the call or listening to the replay and you're marketing people. Apologies right now. You don't have to keep going out and getting new people. You've got enough people around you right now. I say if someone's got 72 people around them right now, you've got enough opportunities for the rest of the year. So stop thinking we've got to go and get new, and let's start utilising the community we've got around us a lot better than what we are. If you were to stop, take a look, and identify 12 people right now in your community that you haven't spoken to in at least a month, that you knew that if you just gave a phone call, a simple hope all is well phone call, hey Denise, you just popped up in my mind, I thought I'd just give you a call. Love to know what you're up to and the things you've got going on. That's as simple as what that phone call is. You'll be amazed at what you can create by having those sorts of phone calls. So have you got 12 people? Just write 6 of their names down right now that you haven't spoken to in 30 days. There are 6 people that by becoming more front of mind of them, you know more opportunities will be created. Okay, put down 6 names. Hopefully you've got them down right now. So when you're making those sorts of calls, there's a whole bunch of things that you can do with your network together so that you are more front of mind and you're getting more things happening. There's 20 ways right there. So invite people in your network to things that you're going to. Don't ever go alone to anything. Lunch, charity event, seminar, workshop. Don't go alone. Invite someone in your network. Just the simple act of inviting gets you now front of mind again. Every day, connect someone in your network with someone else in your network. Now you've got 2 people that think you're a superstar. Horn toot people. So the expression, don't toot your own horn, don't tell how good you are to other people, that's fine. Toot someone else's horn. Tell your network how good someone else is. So there was someone who was really kind and shared a post of ours about this particular webinar. They said, if you're interested in being able to ever do things with your network, get referrals, Michael is the absolute go-to person. Fantastic horn toot. I've already spoken about that person this morning to about 6 different people. That's the power of being front of mind. Can you and your network promote things for each other? Can you collaborate on things together? I know whenever I need to purchase something, I'll always shop through my network. I'll ask my network, this is what I'm looking for, who can help? And then if I can always purchase through my network, I will. Can you and your network announce things for each other? Is there some sort of research that someone in your network needs that you could do for them? Or can your network help you with some research? So I threw up the other day needing some training venues in Perth and in New Zealand, and I got great responses. Really appreciated that my network could help me save huge amounts of time. Can you distribute information for your network? Can your network distribute information for you? And can you recognize people in your network, endorse them, publish them, blogs, articles? Can you sell their products and services? Using social media is just so easy to be able to get people out there these days. So they're all ways that you can do things right now with your network. But the key is that you have to talk to your network to work out what is our action plan. What's one thing that we can do for each other right now? So just imagine for a moment that you just spoke to one person for every day in February, and you created one action item that you could do for each other. What are we, the 5th of February, 29 days? The 24 days, 24 things that would be done for you by someone in your network if you followed just that simple plan. That you spoke to one person only in your network for the day, and in the end, by the time you finish that phone call, you both did one thing for each other. That would mean you'd get 24 things done for you to be able to promote your business, to give your business exposure. What would that do to your business? And that's not difficult to do. So if you see that as something you can do, and if you're listening to the replay, and no matter when it is, find yourself a 25-day period where you're going to speak to one person every day for 25 days, and at the end of the call, you're going to have a plan to do one thing for each other. Your business can do nothing but absolutely blossom. Okay. So these are the ways I can help you right now. Every Monday, I put out a 7-minute podcast on referral marketing, on partnerships, on how to be able to grow your business through other people's networks. Feel free to get that free podcast. Our referral success kit, feel free to get that. And then our partnership club, have a look at what that's about and feel free to come along as a guest. In the end, you have a whole lot of people around you that either aren't engaged with you, have forgotten you, or would love to do something with you, but just don't know how to go about it. You have the knowledge and the skill set now. You need to take the responsibility to go, I'm going to speak to my network more often. I'm going to be able to engage with my whole community, and I'm going to create opportunities. The simple words, participate, conversations, and ask. 3 powerful words that it's all okay in our business to be able to make sure all 3 things are happening. If you have powerful conversations with your community on how you can help each other, guarantee you it will only take 30 days for your business to be at a completely different level. So what generally stops people? Themselves. So you need to get yourself out of the way. You need to be able to be picking up the phone to speak to people. And if you're not sure how to do it in your own community, go back to that Facebook group, so facebook.com/groups/Michael Griffiths, because there's 555 people currently there after 2 weeks who all want to create partnerships with each other, who all want to help each other. So if you're not sure how to do it in your own community, come and join that community and start there. And then you can go and do it in your own community also. Hopefully that's been really helpful. The biggest thing that I want you to do isn't rocket science, but it takes you creating a plan to do a little bit every day. So you take a step forward every single day, then before you know it, you're going to have a whole bunch of momentum with people who want to help you. And in the end, that's exactly what we're after.